What's up, world? Welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. And today, as you guys know, we are in the series of intuition and inner guidance. So, I want to talk to you guys today about when your intuition and your logic begin to clash with one another. Okay. So, have you ever had that moment where your gut came in one thing? But then your logic was telling you the complete opposite. See, I've been there before, okay? And I want to share with you the time where I had to choose the voice, the nudge, the feeling of my intuition over logic. And I had to step into the unknown. And although I didn't know what was about to happen, I didn't know how things were going to play out, that decision completely changed everything for me. See, it's September, back in July. Okay, this ain't nothing that happened years and years and years ago. This happened 2 months ago. See, I was offered this job. It was definitely in alignment with what I want to do with speaking and helping students, uplifting them and empowering them. And it was great pay, benefits were good. It was like a no brainer. And I wanted to accept the terms and the conditions of what was presented to me because, like I said, it was a no brainer. Logically, it made sense. Everything seemed to be in alignment with what the next phase of my life was looking like. But deep down inside, something felt off. And every time I thought about the position and I weighed the pros and the cons, my intuition kept saying, this ain't for you. Matter of fact, if you accept it, you're going to regret it. And I remember sitting there going back and forth. And I'm thinking, man, if I do this, I'll get so much further. I'll be able to do this and experience that and be able to inspire these children and get the reps with this and all of this stuff. I was like so excited about that, right? But then, even though it made sense logically and I didn't have a backup plan, something just told me if you move forward with this isn't only going to affect your career short term, but for a lifetime. I wouldn't have been able to hear that if I didn't get signed. Okay. So what happened next was epic. Okay. They sent me over. I accepted it, right? I was like, we'll see. I accepted it. They sent me over the paperwork. When I tell you that paperwork was as if I was signing my whole life over to them, I can't make it up. It was all uh, a list of every single thing that I wouldn't be able to do that would prevent me from doing everything that I was created to do. It was going to prevent me from walking in my purpose. I wasn't going to be able to help no youth. And not only, yes, while I worked with them, of course, but once I decided to depart in the future, oh no, you're locked in for life. Okay. And once I saw that, I realized that I have to trust my intuition way more. Because, yes, on paper and logically, it might make sense, but your intuition sees beyond what your mind can even calculate. It is the all knowing, okay? It knows the things that you can't see. It know, like we're talking about the divine source of life right now. So when you feel the need to clash with that, I need you to pause long enough to notice what that energy is. It's your very life force, the breath of life, the almighty creator, the divine creator of all. So I need you to really tune into it, because if I would have never tuned in and heard that, I would have never read the paperwork. Something made me read that paperwork. Typically, when you join a job, it's a job. So you like, yeah, I'm gonna just sign this. You know, I read it, and I read it word for word. But if I didn't get that nudge from my intuition, I would have been like, yeah, whatever. That's probably the enemy. That's the enemy. We always want to blame the enemy. No, it was a settled cue that I needed, and it saved my career. It saved my career. So next time your intuition and your logic collide, ask yourself, which one feels lighter? Which one feels like it's more alignment? Which one makes my heart? And after you answer that question, even if you can't explain why you feel that way, even if logic makes sense, go with your intuition. And I need you, if this resonated with you in any type of way, I need you to share this with someone who has a big decision that they need to make right now. Because this needs to be their reminder to trust themselves, not their mind, their heart. That's all I got for you.